What we're going to get into now is the power of the personal brand. So, every single person has a personal brand, do we agree?
Yes.
Right, okay. Do we make a judgment on how we see people, the way they dress, the way they look, and so on?
Yes.
Absolutely. So, automatically, that brand awareness, what people see, they instantly make a connection with. So then, if you walked into an interview and you were dressed very masculine, and you were all like, you know, whether it be a suit or whether it be, even females can wear a suit, then the perception is, oh, very much in control, wants to be shown, wants to show off how good they look and so on, and actually be in a line, so to speak, from a point of following what people would do for an interview. But if you rocked up, no disrespect, but if you rocked up like Jeremiah, like that, no, I'm not being disrespectful, but if you rocked up, do you think there's a higher chance, depending on the role, of getting the job, if it's an office job, for instance?
No. Yeah.
If it was, he would struggle.
He would struggle.
He would struggle.
Yeah.
So that the perception's made straight away. However, Jeremiah could be a far better employee than someone who's just put a suit on for the first time in their life.
Yeah.
The last time they had suits on, they're in court. You know, this is the perception that we make. So, your brand, in all fairness, from a point of getting out there and helping, whoa, danger seeker, then your brand is so important on the front end to what people see. But what's really important as well is that you are being 100% authentic. Showing who you are. Not to attract people who aren't your tribe, who aren't the people that you want to connect with. You know, I have an online business. Now, if I put it out there and say, I just want 30 people in my business who are big business builders, and they're all lawyers, I haven't really got any connection with them because they come from a completely different background. They value education from a book where I don't, as such. There's so much disconnection. I had a friend of mine that literally said that I want 30 business builders. She got 30 business builders, but they were all really nasty to her, like really, really nasty to her. And she went, do you know what? I realised I manifested 30 people into my business, but I wasn't clear on the type of people that I wanted, and I started becoming clear then. So the power of your personal brand is massively important, not only for business but also for everyday life, because we're attracting relationships. Every single business that you have, especially if you're looking to build a business online, is a relationship with somebody. Everything's around relationships. So your brand is what other people say about you when you're not in the room. Does everybody know who Jeff Bezos is?
Amazon.
He created Amazon. He created Amazon. One of the wealthiest people in the world. I don't know if he's number one, but he's certainly right up there.
Trillion.
So think about that. Your brand is what other people say about you when you are not in the room. So how are you communicating about other people that have actually been in your life or you've seen on social media or actually know of? Are they making an impact in your life, a positive impact, or actually are you needing to grow and learn why they are triggering you? When I do a lot of the trainings, there's one lady in particular who I really do trigger a lot. And she literally is screaming at the computer, she's told me this. At me, I can't hear her. But she tells me afterwards and then she says, thank you. I realised the areas I needed to work on. I wasn't directing it at her, but it was really important that she got clear on that around who she is and how she's showing up. And I've seen her growth in her since she's actually let go of a lot of stuff. So, 78% of online consumers choose personal brand over a company logo. Personal brand is connection. Like when we think of Apple and we see the Apple logo, who do you think of? Steve Jobs.
Laptop.
You think of Steve Jobs, like Steve, and he isn't even here anymore.
No.
Like that's the power of a brand. When I talk about personal development, one of the first people I speak about is Jim Rohn. He isn't even here anymore.
Yeah.
Zig Ziglar isn't here anymore. Wayne Dyer isn't here anymore. But that's the power of what they created, the legacy that they've left behind. And it's not about doing it on a scale around the world where it's global, it's about doing it on a scale where you're impacting at least one person in a positive way. Just think about it. Think about it when you passed. Obviously we don't want to think about that, but let's just think about it like this. When you pass and somebody turns around and says, do you know what? I had a conversation with that person and they helped me see my life in a better angle. They actually helped me carry my shopping in one day when I was actually had a broken arm. They went out of their way to do something. That's a positive impact in somebody else's life. When you're looking at 92% of people trust recommendations from individuals, even if they don't know them, over companies. Has anybody been in network marketing before? Why do companies choose that model? Why do companies choose the referral-based home business model? Simple fact that people buy from people that they like and trust. They could easily invest that money into marketing. But what's the difference between me standing here and talking about a product rather than you seeing somebody trying to sell it on TV or on the radio? Connection. If we've built a friendship and you follow me and you know the way, you know my 5 values, you know money wasn't on those 5 values. Wasn't hope that money takes care of itself, it's just another energy. I want to help people, I want to share love. This is really where it comes down to, the power of your brand. Every day I'm shuffling. Good work. Awesome, guys. Now then, so my life. So, why do we do that?
Can we give John some extra points for getting naked there?
And there's no more points if the jeans go down either. We've got a child in the room.
Hold on a second, that's not fair. We can't take our shirt off.
No, we can't. No, we can't. No, we can.
We're all friends here.
If that's what it takes, okay.
You all signed the disclaimer, guys.
Hang on, be careful where this game goes.
So, why do we do that? For the new people who are here today, why do we do it? To get ourselves moving, to get ourselves energized. I said it yesterday, the mind can only stay focused as long as the bum can enjoy sitting in the seat. Getting up, moving around, get the blood flowing, get yourself pumped up, get you energized. Now then, who has a strong personal brand in society?
Oprah.
Oprah?
Richard Brand.
Steve Harvey.
Steve Harvey? There's one more we've missed.
Tony Robbins.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Really good one.
Yeah.
Not good enough though.
Mike Ball.
Mate, we've nailed it.
Who?
One more, I've already spoken about him.
Who?
Tim Rowan.
Ah.
Steve Jobs.
Ah, yeah.
Aye. And like I said, the focus here is he's not even here. He's not even with us anymore. But obviously we've got Barack Obama at the back there. He's got a pretty strong personal brand. I was actually watching a video the other day, and I think Chris Tucker, the comedian.
Yeah.
I think it was Chris Tucker. And he was sat there and he said he got invited to the White House and he spoke to the name is Mrs. Obama, what's her name? Michelle Obama. And he says he's chatting to Michelle, and Michelle's saying, oh, you know, I really don't know what's going to happen. And he's like, you'll be alright. You know, this thing saying,
You be alright.
you'll be alright. And she's like, I'm not talking about me. I'm talking about the country. Because obviously it was coming into power next. So it's interesting that the way they were talking around the Obamas, and you think, very powerful brand, especially Michelle Obama in the female sector in particular. So when you're being authentic by choosing to speak from your heart, remember how I said earlier, stop getting up here, speak from here, and act from your values. So when you're clear on your values, your brand is gathering momentum. When you are being authentic by choosing to speak from your heart and acting from your values, your brand will gather momentum. So when you look at how to be posting on social media, how to be attractive, how to actually help grow your brand and your business, look here. It's that simple. Authenticity, speaking from your heart, and knowing your values. It's that simple. It just brings it together. So when people say to me, I don't know what to talk about, say, you don't know your values. That's the first step where I go to. And then, if you're speaking from your heart, how can you ever say anything wrong? That's the truth. But this up here will actually question you all the time. That's why people say to me, and it isn't about how great I am at doing it, I just speak from the heart. People are like, wow, you really connected with me. That was exactly what I needed to hear today. I just share. I've had people say to me that was a load of rubbish. I've had my mates say, you need to be back in that mental institute. Hey, wasn't for them at this moment in time. But it was for somebody else. So, I want to show you this. This is my Facebook profile. So let's get clear on this as well. Best smile at the back. Your profile is your personal profile. Your page is your business page if you've got one. Your brand of entrepreneur, whatever it may be called. So as you can see here, Dave and I were at a very big weekend. We were tired. But we were there to watch the soccer, I think. But as you can notice here, one of the big things back in 2017 was I was strongly focused on the Sexy Water brand, our water company. So you can see me here, I'm pretty much always in different pictures with people, even on the plane, always wandering around with a shirt on the plane, people asking me what the hell they're doing. It was all about the water. And I built such a strong brand that people were calling me Mr. Sexy Water and they didn't even know my proper name. That's how strong the brand got, because people were sharing my content, and so on. Now, I realised in 2018 that Martin Ball is bigger than that. Martin Ball has more to say. So in 2018, as you can see here, I started doing more around no sexy water shit. It was more around me doing and sharing my message and being out there and being really positive and energised around it all. So this was back last year. Then this year, it's more around adventure, getting out to nature, the importance of it. Talking there about travelling around Australia. You know, we're at the expo there. I started bringing a little bit of the water and expressing it because part of me was like, I'm all or nothing. Dave always says, there's got to be a grey area, mate. You can't be black and white. There's got to be a bit of grey. So I was like, okay, well, the water's one of my passions. So if passion's one of my values, I need to be talking about this. So I started incorporating it this year. I don't know why that's a double shot. Obviously, it's a great image, and Facebook wanted to show it twice. But you can see here where I've implemented. So I've got nature, I've got adventure. With the tree, I'm talking there. I did a live with Jeremiah, and he came away and was like, "How did you just talk about that?" And then we literally walked 5 minutes away, didn't we? And I had to talk about the same topic of love. Same value of love, but a completely different message. He's like, whoa, well that was just because I'm clear on my values and I spoke from here. I just became aware of my surroundings. I can talk about love right now, in this environment. Because it's what I perceive in this moment. It's what's connecting with me. So you can always come up with content. Now when you look at Instagram, everybody on Instagram or not? Yeah? Show of hands? Yeah. Are we all T-Rexes? Come on, get those arms up. Good. Not everybody is, but if you were doing anything social media-wise, when you post on Instagram, you can automatically have it post on Facebook, so you're doing two things at once. Multitasking nailed. And single lines. So as we can see, at the beginning of 2018, I started on Instagram. And that's my profile. However, look by the end, this was around about, I'd say, August. Look at the difference. Do you think I was clear there, the direction I wanted to go?
You've done some training in Instagram.
I've done a bit of training on Instagram. However, one of the things that I've always focused on is what feels right to me. Not what somebody else tells me to do. What feels right. Here, every single one of them, you'd be lucky if there's more than 2 that are actual quotes from somebody else. They're my quotes. There's something that resonated with me whilst I was sat on the throne in the morning, let's be honest, and I expand on it. So what I do is, here you can see the blue word in there. So what does it say? The one we've got, your ability to change your world. So that stands out straight away. That's the catchy point. Every single one of them. And then I've got pictures in between, but look at all the pictures. It's all about loving myself, nurturing myself, being out adventure. I'm expressing my values every single time I post. So when we actually go across the board, authenticity from an angle of when you go to my page, when you go to my profile, when you go to my Instagram, it's practically the same. Obviously, I couldn't resist. It was a while ago, Carly.
You don't look anything like
I do not know. The only thing that's the same is the tattoo.
And the face.
And the face. Well, I got down to 72 kilos there from 84 or something. So I was 3.4% body fat. It was ridiculous. But I just did it to test my body. I wanted to challenge myself. That was in 2010.
What?
Wow.
Yeah, 9 to the day.
Nearly 9 years ago. Yeah. So.
He's bald, like, you know.
Excuse me, shaking. Nothing life there. So as you can see, the angle of it is if you go to my business page where I do adverts from, and this is what you see, and you go and check me out on my profile, which is open, the message of these images, all about adventure and so on, is pretty much the same. Even if you go, this is a screenshot of my photos, but if you go to my page, if you go to my profile, you'll actually see where I've tagged myself in my page images so that when you go as somebody who can't see, if I was blocking it out, all you'd see is actually these. Because I tag myself in them so that they're automatically on there. Because it's creating a level of authenticity from a social media point. Now when people come and meet me and they speak to me, it's exactly the same. When I do my videos, that's the important thing around videos. Because, in all fairness, no disrespect at all here, but I could have a social media company in India posting up this for me. But when I do a video, that's me. So when I'm speaking, is my attitude and my confidence around speaking sharing these kinds of messages? Does that make sense? Because these sound all really beautiful and spiritual and connected. But if I come on and I'm like, rah, let's just go and get smashed, there's no connection. So really important. So your brand is what other people say about you when you are not in the room. So, let's have some fun on this. This is my favourite bit. Okay, so I'm going to walk out. And you're going to say about me what you want in the room. Dave's going to come up and take control.
Yep.
Now, Dave doesn't write so well, so just
Right,
make
like
sure.
a child.
Just make sure that the word you say is the word that he actually writes
Would
down.
you like to come and write on the board for us?
Okay. So I'm going to go out of the room.
Okay.
What? Okay, cool. So yeah, let's just go through this. I mean, the key thing is to start to just get an idea, and like Martin said there earlier on, that your brand is what people are saying about you when you're not in the room. So literally, let's go through with Martin the things. What would you say the word to explain Martin?
Sexy.
Joe.
Knowledgeable. Knowledgeable.
Yep.
Passionate.
Passionate.
Purpose. Transparent.
Authentic.
Heartfelt.
One sec.
Rent.
Half out.
Authentic as well.
Mental health ambassador.
Legend.
Mental. Just mental.
Still young to be a legend, mate.
Caring.
That bald guy.
Yeah, I've seen him. Bald.
He's gonna see that and crack it, eh?
Or cue ball
I'm
head.
gonna get in trouble for
Yep.
that.
He says there's pretty life on there, but it's not. It's slowly dying away. Give us about a minute. Okay, anything else?
Knowledgeable.
Knowledgeable.
Supportive.
Driven.
Open and empathetic.
Ooh, I don't know.
Yeah. Good.
Happy.
Yeah, happy.
What was it? Empathetic.
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 Yeah.
Empathetic.
P-A.
I don't know how to spell it.
We have 1 minute to go.
I'll just spell empath like that.
And be nice.
What was the other?
He's not even here. Where is he?
You're still fucking talking.
Got the
Did
mic
you swear
back.
then?
No,
Yeah,
I
she did.
didn't.
She's going to be doing some epic
Don't let him-
sexy
don't let
dancing
him
later
go.
today.
Anything else?
That's the second swear jar for me.
Yep.
Fun.
Can be funding out after event drinks.
Yep.
The amount of money you're putting in the swear jar.
There's the reason why I don't drink.
I remember if there's 1 or 2 S's in focus.
One.
Committed. Committed.
Committed.
Good one.
Healthy.
What was that?
Healthy.
Healthy, yeah.
Last 15 seconds.
Grounded in who he is.
Happy.
You don't want to come back, man. You don't want to see.
Any others?
Grounded in who he is.
Leader.
Got leader?
I know there's a lot of nice things you want to say
Happy.
about
Did we have
running
happy?
out of time.
Hey, silence, wherever you are.
Warm, innocent. You shut up.
Mindfulness.
Oh yeah.
You better put humble after he reads all of that.
Yeah.
Dave, did you
It
tell
tends to
them?
be humble.
Microphone on.
It's a big head, really.
Dave, did you tell them we actually have to do this on every staff member? So
Yeah.
Dave,
Days
just something to
for
make us feel good about
Let's have some good words off by the time I get up and do this. Yeah. Yeah.
Always back.
Cool.
Confident.
Hello.
Oh, here we go.
Do we put swagger on the list?
I'm sorry.
Give me some
Mine
swagger
doesn't have
then.
swag.
Yeah.
He's got a sore toe.
I've got my tight pants on. Look, that's right over there. Right, okay.
Do the walk.
Right, okay. Give
Make it sexy,
you
moral.
can pass that over. Right, okay, cool. Now then, I want to get straight into this. Thank you. Round of applause for Dave. Beautiful. Right, sexy. Oh, I love it. You were honestly gutted with that one.
Oh, this is yes.
I got
If it's jazz, it doesn't count.
So, right, okay, we've got warm, sexy, congruent, passion, purpose, transparent, heartfelt, authentic, mental health, legend, caring, bad, or bold. It's not shaving. Whoever said that can come with fear. Mindful, knowledge, supportive, driven, open, empath, energetic, leader, fun, focused, committed. What's that?
Healthy.
Healthy,
grounded.
grounded, happy, humble,
Self-aware.
self.
So I got a bit bored by that.
Thank you very much.
I was writing too many lines as I would go copies and
Okay, fantastic. Now then, that's obviously beautiful for me to see, and what I really want to just touch on right now is that none of that's relevant to me. I have no attachment to that. Because the second I have an attachment to it, I need to hear those words from you. And if I don't hear them, I can't move forward in my life. So if you're walking through your life waiting for people to say, you're authentic, you're lovely, you're truthful, you're honest, you're actually stalling yourself. I am grateful, 100% grateful for each and every single one of you who shared a word. But then think about it. I wasn't in the room and that's the way you see me. Now, do you think with what you've seen there, they align with my values?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if this is the way you're viewing me and I just read them, I know that I'm living in my values.
Yeah.
And people see that in your lives.
Exactly. So,
But what if there's a disconnect from what you are to what people see?
well, people's perception is always going to be different, but at the same time, then why have an attachment to what somebody sees?
Yeah.
Okay.
I've got people who tell me that I'm full of, you know what I mean? So what? That's their own actual insecurity that they're not ready to get past yet.
Yeah. Yeah.
But like I said,
It's
I have,
their issue, not yours.
I have I have absolutely no attachment. It's
Yeah.
not that I don't care,
No.
because that's a completely different angle. I have no attachment to it, so it's not going to negatively affect me or positively affect me. I'm just going about my life being the best version of myself, and if that has a positive influence on Tracy right now, great, but it might actually affect Jordan. So what you're going to do is get into your books. Oh, the clickers at the back. Get into your books. We've got personal branding here, so what we're actually going to do is I want you to get with somebody who you don't know. Ideally sit with somebody who you don't know. Okay? You don't know them. Everybody's got a phone, smartphone. You can turn it off aeroplane mode. And what you're going to do is you're going to get with somebody else and you're going to look at their brand through their phone. Instagram, Facebook, whatever it might be. And you're going to get them. You're going to look at theirs. So for instance, if it's Tyler and I, Tyler's going to give me his phone. I'm going to give my phone to Tyler. Tyler's then going to go through my Facebook, and he's on my profile. If you have got a page, a business page, then great. But if you haven't, don't worry. But Tyler's going to. Pardon?
Preferably a page.
No, you've got profile page and Instagram. So Tyler's going to go through mine, and he's going to write down on my profile what he sees in me as a perception. Instantly. What is it I see with mine? Instantly. He's not going to go through the whole year. Whatever it is that you see. Like, so if you see like nature, you're going to write nature down. If you see like having fun, write fun down. Whatever it might be. But this is a quick exercise. So get with somebody you don't know and work together on it. So if you turn on to page 27.
Pages are numbered, Mark.
At the bottom they are, yeah. We just needed a vote. So, your
You
social,
go Specsavers, yeah.
your social media brand reflection. Now then, so give the book back to the person who you've been working on, and you look at your own book and see what they've written for you. And what I want, what are you two ladies up to? They're ripping paper out.
Oh, we swap paper rather than actual books.
Checking on us.
No, because you're supposed to write it in the book. That's this exercise has been planned properly, Tracy.
Okay, alright.
So the idea is you're going to read what the person's written, and on here it says, was your brand what you thought it was? Because remember, it's not what you think it is, it's what the people see. Is the message displayed the message you want to be putting out? Do you feel your brand is reflective of your authentic self? Was your message congruent across all platforms? Does that make sense? Well, ideally, yeah, because you go through. That's all right. If you only did one, you did one.
Are we still in part? We stick with our partners?
Yeah, still stick with your partners because that's the interesting part around this.
Yeah.
So read what. Did you guys do it? Or? Yeah, cool. So is it what you believe it was going to be? So this is like remember you guys did mine. Based on what you saw, you all did mine.
Yeah.
And you told what you think about me.
Yeah.
And I walk in and I see that and I go, well, I'm living to my values. I'm doing what everybody's perceiving me based on how I act and how I actually communicate. This,
That's what I saw through the whole thing.
So, read into all platforms.
it can go into a lot more depth, but think of it like this. When you're scrolling through a newsfeed on Facebook or Instagram, you don't read. The picture's what captures your attention. So the picture is the most important part. Then it's the headline, and then it's the copy. You think about the newspapers. It's the headline that gets your attention as well as the image.
Hey, Martin, did you want us to read?
Yeah. You want us to do all the platforms? Yeah.
Ideally, I wanted you to go through each one. That's why I said only like go through 5 or 6 posts on each one.
No.
Because we haven't got the time to go through and just obviously spend 20 minutes on Facebook, 20 minutes on Instagram.
Business page.
Yeah.
But
Well, probably, just check that it's the same, yeah?
So the big values.
What? It's really good. It makes sense.
it's
Sorry?
I'm
Yeah.
So let's just give you 5 more minutes to do this. But I want you to make sure you get to page 27 done.
The groups, the sport.
I want you to reflect. Please never use that word again.
Did you?
Overwhelmed.
Yeah, I know.
It's one of those disempowering words.
Is that on?
However, yeah, well, isn't that beautiful? Because that's what you instantly see from an hour just going straight to Tracy's in a matter of minutes. She saw it. That's the power, because we're not going to give somebody 20 minutes of our time to look at the page.
You always wonder.
Yeah, he was on it.
I don't do the same on Instagram as I do on Facebook. But yours was all, you was very loving.
3 more minutes.
Everything.
He's only got the one.
Yeah.
So Instagram doesn't
We're working on it. I'm learning how to use a bit.
Yeah.
You're working with Caroline. You're working with Caroline. Yeah, unique.
So unique, yeah. So I get a bit.
One of the things to be very clear on here is master one. Master one. Because everybody's excuse is exactly the same. I don't have the time. So it's better to be actually leveraging off 2 by posting on 1 than actually just posting on 1. So for instance with Instagram, because you can share it directly into Facebook, you're taking care of 2 platforms.
Yeah.
So that's the good thing. But you can't go the other way from Facebook to Instagram. But if Facebook's the only one you really want to focus on, great. But Instagram's getting far more traction today
Yes.
than Facebook is. And Facebook owns Instagram, so that's what they're happy with. So the angle really is to look at it and go, how can I do more in less time? And if that's the way you do it, Karen Ray's like as great as Karen Ray is, he has a social media marketing team that do all this social media. Well, it's easy to go and tell somebody you should be doing this on one on. Like, come on, realistic.
Yeah.
People, the time for, sorry. You just looked at it.
But aren't they different, Martin? Aren't they different animals? Like Instagram and Facebook are different dynamics.
Yeah,
Different.
yes, they are, and naturally the way that you're communicating on there is slightly different, but at the same time, the only reason I'm saying to use Instagram to post on Facebook is if you're wanting to take care of 2 platforms in one go.
Right.
If you only want to focus on Facebook, that's perfectly fine.
Yeah.
But if you want to take care of 2 platforms in one, do Instagram and then do the other.
For most people's business, your problem is anonymity. For most people, you're not doing enough to worry about trying to crack the algorithm. Like they talk about all this stuff, but it's marketing gurus selling you something. So realistically, what's going to do more for you is getting more content out there.
Yes.
And most people just get overwhelmed. It's too much stuff. So it's like, how can you do the least amount to get the most out there? Because it's more about quantity than trying to break the algorithm.
Right.
I mean, I have people who follow me on Instagram because they're not on Facebook.
Yeah.
So I'm getting both.
Yeah.
Like
Why
Dave
wouldn't
said,
you?
It's easy for somebody to say that because they're just trying to sell you to a package. I had a chat with a guy the other day that's just been told he's got to spend $2,500 a week for his social media. He can't afford to do that, so he's like, oh, is it going to work for me? And I'm like, no, you don't have to do that. But they're just trying to sell it and basically make it sound like it's so you can't do this, we must do it for you, so give us the money because it's such a big investment to do and we're going to give you all this value. And people go, okay, because they don't know any different. And it's just people manipulating people because they believe that if they make it sound even better than what the person can understand, the person will pay them.
You need like a 3-5 year investment or $1 million, and you don't have $1 million, so you've just got to appreciate it's going to take time.
Yeah.
There's no overnight successes, and everyone will try and sell you the code that they're cracked, but it's not true. It's being their authentic self and consistency.
So,